Have you ever wondered why your cat chooses to sleep next to you every single night? You probably think it's just about warmth or habit. But what if that's completely wrong? Because the truth is, most cat owners misunderstand this behavior in a way that makes them miss something deeply emotional their cat has been trying to say for years. And once you see it, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. But here's the truth. It was never about warmth. Cats have endless ways to stay warm. Sunlight, blankets, electronics, even your freshly folded laundry. If heat was all they wanted, they wouldn't keep choosing you. So why do they? Because when a cat sleeps, they are at their most vulnerable state. Every instinct in their body tells them to hide, stay alert, protect themselves. And yet, they walk past every safe hiding spot and choose to sleep next to a human, someone much bigger, much louder, and completely unpredictable. That's not comfort. That's trust. On a level most people never fully understand. Your cat is silently saying, "I feel safe enough with you to let my guard down completely." And that's just the beginning. Because the deeper reasons are even more powerful, and the most important one is coming up. You might have noticed something else too. Right before your cat settles in, they rub against you, press their head into you, or curl tightly against your body. It looks like affection, but it's actually something much deeper. Cats have scent glands around their face, their head, and the base of their tail. When they touch you like that, they're not just being cute, they're marking you. But more importantly, when they sleep pressed against you, they're blending your scent with theirs. In the wild, cats that belong to the same group share a common scent. It's how they recognize family. It's how they know this one is safe. So when your cat mixes their scent with yours, night after night, they're doing something ancient. They're creating a shared identity. They're saying, "You are part of my world, my safe place, my family." And if your cat ever sniffs you intensely when you come home, like something feels off, it's because, in their eyes, you smell wrong. You've lost that shared scent. And sleeping next to you again is their way of fixing it. If this is starting to make sense, take a second to like the video and subscribe, because understanding your cat on this level changes everything. Now here's something that might surprise you even more. Your cat might actually think they're protecting you. It sounds strange, but watch where your cat sleeps, near your head, at your feet, pressed against your back. That's not random, that's positioning. Even the most pampered house cat still carries the instincts of a predator. And predators understand threats. When your cat chooses a spot near you, they're instinctively placing themselves in a position to monitor danger. If they face the door, they're watching the entrance. If they sleep near your head, they're guarding your most vulnerable area. In their mind, they've taken a role. They're standing watch. They might be small, but something deep inside them says, "This human is mine to protect." And every night, without fail, they show up for that job. Now pay close attention to how your cat actually sleeps, because every position tells a different story. If they curl into a tight ball, paws tucked, tail wrapped around their body, that's protection. It means they feel safe enough to be near you, but not safe enough to fully relax. It's trust, with a layer of caution. But if your cat stretches out, exposes their belly, lies on their back, without a care in the world, that's something else entirely. That's complete security. A cat exposing their most vulnerable area is basically saying, "I trust you with my life." And if your cat turns their back to you while sleeping, don't take it personally. In the cat world, turning your back means, "I trust you so much, I don't even need to watch you." It's one of the highest forms of trust they can show. But the strongest signal of all is when your cat presses right up against you, no space, no distance, sometimes squeezing into the smallest spot possible. That's not clingy behavior, that's connection. They want to feel you there, your warmth, your breathing, your presence, because to them, being close to you isn't optional, it's emotional safety. And here's something most people completely overlook. Your cat is changing their entire life just to match yours. Cats are naturally most active at dawn and dusk. That's how they evolved. Your schedule doesn't match theirs at all. But bonded cats do something incredible. They adjust. They stay awake when you're awake. They sleep when you sleep. Not because it's natural, but because being in sync with you matters more. Think about that. An animal with thousands of years of instinct rewriting its internal clock just to spend more time with you. That's not habit. That's attachment. That's love in the language of a cat. And if you've ever noticed your cat showing up right before your alarm goes off, or waiting for you at the door, it's not coincidence. They've learned your rhythm. They've aligned themselves with your life. And they chose to. Now here's where things get even deeper. Your cat understands your emotions more than you think. Have you ever had a bad day, and suddenly your cat won't leave your side? That's not random. They knew. Cats are incredibly sensitive to subtle changes in your body. Your scent shifts, your breathing changes, your movements become slightly different. Even if you say nothing, they pick up on it. They don't understand your problems, but they understand that something is wrong. And instead of walking away, they come closer. They stay with you. They sleep next to you. They watch over you. Because in their world, that's how you take care of someone you trust. And this is exactly why, if your cat ever suddenly stops sleeping with you, you need to pay attention. We'll get into that deeper in the next part, because it's one of the most important signals your cat can give, and most people ignore it until it's too late. But before that, I want to ask you something. Does your cat sleep next to you every night? Comment 1 if they do. Have you ever noticed where they position themselves? Type yes if this sounds like your cat. And if you've ever felt like your cat understands you more than people do, drop a in the comments. Because what looks like a simple habit is actually one of the deepest forms of connection your cat can offer. And in the next part, we're going to talk about what it really means when that connection suddenly disappears. And here's the part most cat owners never see coming. What does it really mean when a cat who always slept beside you suddenly stops? At first, it feels small. Maybe they just found a new spot. Maybe they're being moody. But here's the truth. Cats don't break patterns like that without a reason. And when they do, it's communication. Because that nightly routine, sleeping next to you, wasn't random to them. It was a ritual built on trust, safety, and emotional connection. So when that disappears, something has changed. And the reason behind it can tell you more about your cat than anything else. Sometimes, the reason is physical. Cats are masters at hiding pain. It's part of their survival instinct. In the wild, showing weakness makes you a target. So even when something is wrong, they act normal, but their behavior shifts quietly. If your cat suddenly avoids sleeping with you, starts choosing isolated places, or seems less comfortable at night, it could mean they're not feeling well. They might be in pain. They might be uncomfortable. They might not have the energy to stay close like they used to. And instead of asking for help, they withdraw. Not because they don't trust you anymore, but because instinct tells them to deal with it alone. That's why this change should never be ignored. Sometimes, it's your only early warning sign. Other times, the reason isn't physical. It's environmental. Cats are extremely sensitive to changes in their space. Something that feels small to you can feel overwhelming to them. A new person in the house, a new pet, a different routine, even moving furniture or changing where you sleep. All of these things shift their sense of territory. And when a cat feels unsure about their environment, they don't relax. They become cautious. And that means they stop putting themselves in vulnerable positions. Like sleeping next to you. Because remember, sleeping beside you was never just about comfort. It was about feeling completely safe. So if something disrupts that feeling, they instinctively pull back. Not to hurt you, but to protect themselves. And then there's the reason most people never consider: emotional memory. Cats remember experiences, especially negative ones. If something scared them in your bedroom, a loud noise, a sudden movement, a stressful moment, they don't just forget. They associate that feeling with that space. And even if everything seems normal again, to them, it's not. So they choose distance, because in their mind, distance equals safety. And here's where it gets even deeper. Sometimes, the change isn't about fear, it's about connection shifting. If your routine changes, if you spend less time with them, if your attention moves elsewhere, your cat notices. They always notice. And while they won't react like humans do, they adjust quietly. They might stop coming to bed, they might sleep somewhere else, they might seem more independent. But underneath that, there's a message. I don't feel the same connection I used to. And that's hard to hear. But it's also something you can fix. Because unlike humans, cats don't hold grudges. They respond to consistency, to presence, to how safe you make them feel over time. If you rebuild that, slowly, they come back. And when they do, the trust is even stronger than before. So what should you actually do if your cat stops sleeping with you? First, observe. Don't force them. Don't pick them up and place them on your bed. Don't try to control the situation, because that breaks trust even more. Instead, watch. Are they eating normally? Moving normally? Acting differently in other ways? If something feels off physically, a vet visit matters, because catching a problem early can change everything. If it feels environmental, look at what changed. Try to restore familiarity. Bring back routines they recognize. Create calm, predictable spaces. And most importantly, reconnect. Spend quiet time with them. Let them come to you. Use gentle touch, soft voice, consistency. Because to a cat, trust isn't built through force. It's built through repeated moments of safety. And eventually, you might notice something small. They jump back onto the bed. They lie closer than before. Maybe not right next to you, but closer. And then one night, without warning, they return. Back to their spot. Back to that quiet, shared space. Like nothing ever changed. But now, you understand it differently. Because that moment isn't just a habit coming back. It's trust being given to you again. And that's something most people never truly recognize. So the next time your cat curls up beside you, don't just think it's cute. Don't just see it as routine. Because in their world, that moment carries meaning. It says, I choose you. I trust you. I feel safe with you. And maybe the most powerful part of all, they don't have to do it. They could sleep anywhere. But every night, they choose you anyway. And that's not something small. That's everything. Because one day, without you realizing it, there will be a last night they do. And most people don't know it was the last time until it's already gone. So pay attention now. Appreciate it now. Because to your cat, that simple act of sleeping beside you was never just sleep. It was love, in the only way they know how to give it.